wonderful to meet you.
Hi. Hi, it's so nice to be here.
Great to be with you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we heard.
Hi.
We heard you like.
Cheers. Yes, ladies. Yes, ladies. That's right.
I'm trying very hard so my face can stop shaking. Like my face is just going.
It's not.
I need to calm down.
You look amazing.
Like I'm trying to be all, of course, cool. But inside I'm just like, words. Say words. What do you want to say? Okay, anyway.
I'm honored to be here at the table with all of you powerful presences and bask in your presence.
Yes.
I would love to know what drove you to find this passion for empowering young girls. What?
I was one of those girls. You all were one of those girls where you were born with something, right? Whether it's drive or talent or ambition. And I always thought, like, wow, what if you're born with that? You know that inside of yourself, but no one else supports that. So you grow up with that frustration. You grow up with that emptiness, right?
Right.
And I know there were a lot of girls like me in my neighborhood on the south side of Chicago who were left behind, not because they couldn't do it, but they didn't have the opportunity.
When you were growing up, what was it that you did which sort of helped you make your voice heard?
Well, for me, I was fortunate to have parents who believed in the power of education and they believed in me. My father believed that I was my brother's equal. I say this all the time. A lot of times, girls and children, the first time they get validation for their own voice is at their own dinner tables. Right. It's who in their lives on a day-to-day basis is telling them that they are worthy and that they're capable. If it weren't for my father believing in me, I wouldn't be able to be the person that I am today.
Speaking of fathers, in India, there's a lot of conflict when it comes to that because a lot of people think that you have to get married and you're going to go away to your husband's house and take care of his kitchen, and so why do you need to study? You don't need books for that. You do.
Yes.
Oh, you do.
Oh, yes, you do.
Right. I had the opportunity to go to Lucknow, which is one of my favorite cities in India, by the way. Great food, great people, also very inspiring stories. So we went to Study Hall Educational Foundation. So they have a girls' school and they have a boys' school. So I had the pleasure of attending this conversation, sort of workshop that they do with the girls. And then I attended a similar session with the boys. And I was mind blown. So there are these young boys, 14, 15, and they're talking about how they are changing their lives in order to make it okay for their sister to live the way that she should. So they're like, so right now what I'm going to do is I'm saving up to have a fixed deposit in my bank so that when my sister is of age, she can choose what she wants to do with that money, if she wants to use it for her college. And I was right. How old are you?
That's
So just that. So I want to ask you, that gave me sort of you suddenly look at it, girls' education, as then a human issue, not a gender issue. It's not anymore that, girls need to be better than boys or girls need more.
Absolutely.
It's not that. It just normalizes really complex conversations in your head as to it really is just a human to human issue. How do you look? What do you think?
You said it better than I could. That example, that example says it all. I mean, this is about creating a balanced and effective society, right? And you only do that if you're investing in all of it, not half of it, not a piece of it, right? And having girls educated with boys and being able to see all those ships rise, is powerful. And that's how culture changes.
right.
Every girl today that is trying something new, taking something on, excelling, they are laying their foundation for understanding the power of their womanhood.
Paving your path as, the first to do it ever. That's tough. And I gotta ask, as first lady, those firsts, there's many firsts that come with that, right? I read the book, I know. But where do you find that empowerment, especially when you don't have a role model that you can look to see how it's been done before? You are the...
Well, it does. It goes back to an education. I came into my role as First Lady, I just wasn't Michelle Obama. My education put me in positions to have jobs where I was able to start my own organizations and manage staff. I was a corporate lawyer. I was an associate dean at an academic medical institution. I started a nonprofit organization. I was, the vice president at a hospital, So all those skills, because of my education, lo and behold, prepared me for this role of being the first, right? Because you sort of get used to being the first, Oftentimes when you're the first, you've been the first at many tables. But being at the table doesn't mean acting like a man.
Right.
And sometimes I think we get that wrong. We think, okay, we have to shed all of our womanhood to sit at this table.
Yeah.
But
and
the
be
truth,
tough and
but the truth is what we need is the balance of who we are. What we provide is the balance that isn't there, and that's a good thing, right? Yeah, there are differences. They're not better or worse. They're not negative or positive. They're different. And we don't have to be anything other than our natural selves to add huge value to the table. But we have to believe in that.
And it is a very different perspective that you're
Yeah.
able to offer, right? I love that.
I'm gonna write that down.
Yeah.
Did you get it? Did you get it?
I'm a woman now. Just stepped into womanhood.
But with that said, it's also important to create a community for yourself. And that's what I think a lot of these programs do for these girls. They pull them out of the isolation of their own homes, because the truth is, you're never the only one. It's just sometimes we're so scattered that we don't know we're out there. And these programs call these girls into one place and say, these are the girls that believe they can run. These are the girls who are interested in, economics. These are the girls who want to find their voice, and you're not alone. So we, as young women, as older women, we need to continue to build those communities for ourselves. So we may be the only one at that conference table, the only one in that meeting, but when we leave, we need to find our places of comfort and our tribe. We need to find and sometimes build our own tribes.
In the programs, like even in my travels to Namibia, the girls that I met, even though they were like 12 to 16, there was always a sense of, just like this rotation, like as much as I'm afforded this opportunity to be in the program, I want to come back when I've come out of it and give back to somebody else. There was definitely a cycle of, we have to keep doing this for each other.
Because that's when you empower a girl. She goes back. She doesn't just give back to her family, she gives back to her whole community, her country. That's the whole, that's everywhere. You see that everywhere.
It's the betterment of all when you're, employing and empowering half of the population.
Exactly.
Who would have thought that? Some good would come out of that.
Right? And it doesn't always have to be monetary, because I think sometimes it's always like, oh, if you take a girl to school, then she will give back through like feeding her family or whatever. But it was great to see them understand it past the economy and spiritual, it's confidence.
It's very humanitarian.
Absolutely. Yeah. So how can they help their community?
You guys are helping to tell the story of young girls just like you who don't have the platform to let people know, this is who I am. See me. See what I can do. I am worthy of the investment.
Right.
So you are the next generation, because of the people that are watching you. You can fundamentally change the way people see the world, see each other. There's a responsibility that you have not to trip you out or make you,
I think I'm gonna cry.
Better do your job.
But you guys know how to do this in a way that I will never know. So I am counting on you all to be those women, who are owning those seats and using your voices. You're doing a terrific job already. So I'm on your team. You're not on my team. I'm on your team.
She's on my team.
That's gonna be on loop on my Instagram.
Right. This is a cool tribe right here.
It's a good tribe.
I like this tribe. I mean, we've got Michelle Obama in our tribe.
I'm good with this tribe.